Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday to everyone out there. Welcome to Noah's NFL Weekly Preview. I am your host, Noah Eaton, and today we're going to do things a little bit different. And so instead of me giving me my, random week preview from the previous week and give you the upcoming matchups for this week, I am going to be giving you some information, some very important information. As you guys can see on the home screen right here, I'm going to be talking about the latest information on Dak Prescott and his injury. We're going to do a recap of the Giants Cowboys highlights, and we are going to talk about some schedule changes around the NFL league. Around the league, basically. All right, so first of all, let's start with the Giants and the Cowboys recap. So I'm going to just give you the fourth quarter highlights of what happened in that game. So the Giants were down 31-26 late in the fourth quarter, but the Giants had scored a touchdown late in that fourth quarter, took a 34-31 lead. So in the final 2 minutes, the Dallas Cowboys and their backup quarterback Andy Dalton had the game tied. Went down the field, tied the game up with a field goal at 34, and then won the game in the final minute, 37-34, as Andy Dalton carries his team down the field for, I believe, I'm not sure how many yards the field goal was, but it was a game-winning field goal in the last second, right? So the Cowboys win it 37-34. Now, Cowboys fans are happy about the win, but the important information is about Dak Prescott and his injury. So, during that game, Prescott was tackled by Giants defensive back Logan Ryan, and he had suffered an ankle injury. He was taken to a local hospital during the game, and he had to have immediate surgery that night. So, a lot of disappointment, though, around the league. Players were tweeting out, hope that Dak gets better and all that, and we all wish for a wealthy recovery. But here is what head coach Mike McCarthy had to say about Dak Prescott's injury.
See Tristan gone and then see Dak go down. Those are injuries that are an unfortunate part of our game. So I thought the team really did an excellent job hanging in there. And really, as you see the course of our first 5 games, this is a team with a tremendous amount of fight. We're still working through some things, but I thought we did a better job today, playing some team football. So we had the mistake there early, and the defense bounced back with the turnover for a touchdown, and offensively we needed to get the run game going, and I thought that was a key for it.
Yeah, it was disappointing to almost everybody around the NFL after they saw that injury to Dak Prescott. But at the bottom of it, you guys see replaced by 10-year veteran Andy Dalton in the win versus the Giants. We have to give credit to the backup quarterback Andy Dalton, because listen to this. After Dak Prescott had went down, Andy Dalton had came through 9 out of 11 completions for 111 passing yards, and he helped with the game tying and the game winning drive in the final 2 minutes, which won the game 37-34. So, let's move on to Dak Prescott's contract information. And we're going to talk about this because his contract expires this year. Oh, I'm sorry. We're not going to move on to the contract information. The latest information on Dak Prescott from professional analysts around the league. That's the first thing we're going to talk about. So, first of all, Prescott underwent surgery that went very well, ESPN's Adam Schefter reports. His recovery time will be about 4 to 6 months, ESPN's Todd Archer reports. And that means for the rest of the NFL season. And his backup quarterback, Andy Dalton. You guys want to take a look at him real quick? Okay, cool. Now, we'll jump into the contract information. So, first of all, Prescott, his contract expires on January 3rd. That is the last game of the NFL season. That's if the season is still going on. Hopefully it's not paused or anything like that. But here's his current contract. He has signed over $31 million and a guaranteed and average annual salary of over $31 million. Now, I believe back in his rookie year, he was offered a 5-year, over $100 million extension. This year, he was asking for over $45 million for a 5th year in the National Football League. All right. But you guys think $31 million is a lot. But if you guys don't know that Patrick Mahomes, what he did over the summer, he signed over $500 million extension with the Chiefs for 10 years. 10 years. That's a whole decade he's going to be with the Chiefs. You go, man. All right. This is going to be a question that a lot of people will be talking about. What happens if Andy Dalton starts to make a playoff run? How will that determine if Dak Prescott comes back next year? Now, what I mean by that is, like, if Andy Dalton takes the Cowboys really far into the playoffs and they play really well throughout the year, players and the staff gonna be like, I'm not sure, we might not need Dak back next year. Andy Dalton has been playing pretty good for us. Well, but watch this. What happens if Andy Dalton gets hurt? Like, who's gonna back up then? A lot of questions are gonna be asked, but hopefully that doesn't happen. All right, because the Cowboys have already seen enough with Dak Prescott. Hopefully Andy Dalton can be that quarterback and stay healthy to lead the Cowboys to a playoff run. All right. And on, well, first of all, Dak Prescott, if he does come back, he has to prove one thing, the main thing, that he's healthy. All right? I'm talking about maybe next year in training camp and all that. And he has to also go to rehab as well. So, but that's the main thing that he needs to do, is to just prove that he is healthy to come back. And on Thursday, he had made his first public comments after we're following his ankle surgery. He quotes, "I'll be back stronger and better." And we all hope the same for Dak Prescott. All right, so that is the latest information on him. If you want to know more, you can check out, of course, NFL Network and ESPN and YouTube. All right, but we're going to now move on to schedule changes. That's what we're going to talk about now. A lot of schedule changes around the National Football League due to COVID and other information. So first off, you're asking why wasn't there Thursday Night Football this past Thursday? It's supposed to be like that every year. Well, that's because the Buffalo Bills were supposed to be in it. And they played on this past Tuesday against the Tennessee Titans. So this game right here, the Chiefs and Bills, is supposed to be Thursday night. But because you don't want to play a game twice in 1 week, they extended this game, or they postponed this game to Monday at 5 p.m. on Fox. Right after the Bills had played the Titans on Tuesday, they moved that Thursday game to Monday. How about the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots? That game was supposed to be played last week. Instead, they will play today at 1 o'clock p.m. on CBS. New England had tested positive 2 weeks ago, so they had to postpone that game against Kansas City. And more positive tests last week, so they had to postpone this game as well. They were actually supposed to play last Monday, so it was really going to be 2 games last Monday, but because of more positive tests, they had to move this game to this week at 1 o'clock p.m. So, next game, you guys might not care about these two teams, but the Jets and the Dolphins were scheduled to play in Week 10, but instead they will play today at 4:05 p.m. on CBS, And I believe the Jets had some positive tests. So they were actually supposed to meet the Chargers today at 4:05. But that game has been moved to week number 11. Now listen to this. Because their game against the Dolphins was scheduled to play in week 10, they're not going to play in week 10 anymore. That will be their bye week. I hope that makes sense. Because since, again, they're not playing in week 10, they're playing today because of positive COVID tests. And that Chargers game has been moved to week number 11 at 4:05 p.m. It's a lot of information. I don't really expect you guys to understand it, but it is what it is. Last game I had the Steelers and the Titans. Not today. That will be next week, 1 o'clock on CBS, after they had postponed in week number 4. So those two teams will play next week for week 7. And because it was postponed in week 4. The Titans had tested positive for COVID. So both teams had a bye in week 4. So those two teams will be playing in week 7, which will be next week. But here's the thing. Pittsburgh was supposed to play the Ravens in week 7. So now that game is going to be moved to week number 8, which means that the Ravens will have a bye for week number 7. So next week will be their bye. And the Steelers and the Ravens will play in week 8 in the next 2 weeks. All right? And I hope there's no more changes to the schedule. Hopefully everyone can stay healthy and they can follow the protocol. All you gotta do is just follow the protocol. That's all everyone is asking for. Alright? And that's all I have for you guys. Those are your schedule changes around the NFL league, and I gave you guys the latest information on Dak Prescott. So I want to thank you all for watching this video. Please like it if you enjoyed it. I hope to see you guys next time. Thank you for watching Noah's NFL Weekly Preview. I'm Noah Eaton signing out. And be sure to check out the Week 6 matchups later today. In about, 50, 40 minutes from now. Who knows? And Dallas Cowboys fans, also remember that Andy Dalton will be your backup quarterback. He'll be taking Dak Prescott's place while he is getting healthy. All right, I'm Noah Eaton signing out. Take care, guys.